welcome to Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul. Today is Thursday, June 11th, 2020. Adam Freeman coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. Paul Brees is in Brentwood, Tennessee. And Brees, I got a chance to go back out on the links today. I got inspired by the Charles Schwab Challenge and went out there. Nice day out. I couldn't finish, man. I couldn't finish. I was rolling on the front nine. The front nine, I got a couple of bad holes. Shot 48 on the front, but I rallied. Shot a 45 on the back. 93.
93.
93. And had I not double bogeyed 18, I should have never double bogeyed 18. I was within 90 yards, laying two, staring uphill, had an uphill shot at the green about 90 yards out, pitching wedge, just chunked it bad. It went about 20 yards. And
first of all, we need to talk about you went with somebody today, correct?
Yes, I did. I went with Abby's boyfriend, Jacob, and her boyfriend of 2.5 years.
Okay.
And it's first.
Is he a Georgia guy?
He goes to Georgia. Yeah.
All right.
He will be a junior. He'll be a junior at Georgia, and he's home for the summer. Obviously, taking classes and works at Home Depot. And in fact, I think he may still be downstairs. He came over.
Well, here's the reason I'm asking.
Yep.
We talked about when you play by yourself, you kind of have your own pace. You don't have to think of how, you slow it down a little bit. You play with somebody. Now, if you play with somebody really, really good, you feel a little intimidated. You play with somebody really, really bad. I mean, it could go both ways.
Yeah.
How is this gentleman?
Well, it was funny. We all three, there was only three of us. We all three shot 45 on the back.
Okay.
So we ended up, I shot 93. His buddy Jack shot 94. And Jacob shot 95. So we were all right there together. We all had our moments, and then we all had our moments. And
well, you showed him who was the boss, though.
Well, I mean, I had to show him that, I got him by about 30 years, but I can still stroke it.
There you go.
I can still put it out there right about the 150 mark when I need to. And so didn't lose a whole lot of balls. Probably lost 2, maybe.
That's pretty good.
That was good. I thought that was pretty good. But yeah, finished strong. Sank like a 30-foot putt on 9 for the 48 on the front. Missed a couple chip shots for birdie. Just ran them by the hole just a little bit. My chipping game, short game got a lot better. I've been pulling the recycle bin out on the side of the house, chipping some balls into the recycling container at night when it's not sweltering hot outside. So I've been working on the short game a little bit, which and we did hit some range balls to start.
Well, you guys were serious then.
We were not playing.
I mean, normally I'm a walkout guy. Let's hit it.
Let's get it going. Yeah, and that's me too. But we were there so early. I think I got there at 12 o'clock tee time. There about 11:20, and I was gonna putt, but the putting green was shut down. They had closed up all the holes. And I guess they had done some maintenance on it, some COVID maintenance. So there was I was gonna work on do my Phil Mickelson putt drill, and wasn't able to do it. So that probably hurt me on a couple holes. But then so when I get home, got home about 3:45, and ate some Zaxby's chicken. It's good stuff after a long round out in the sun. And then I got to watch some actual golf, the Charles Schwab Challenge. And again, first thing I noticed, man, our first topic, Brooks Koepka. He's got a mustache like you wouldn't believe. This thing has like its own area code, man. It's like it's crazy. And I guess that's his quarantine his quarantine mustache. I had the goatee for a while until I just couldn't handle it anymore. But did you see Koepka's stash? Did you watch any of that?
I didn't watch it, but I got a hint of it on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So pretty solid game right there.
Yeah, and what was funny about watching it was, they're playing in Texas, right? And
yeah,
it's hard to get grass to grow in Texas when it's a bazillion degrees out. And one of the fairways, like, it looked like somebody had stamped something in the fairways, but it was the grass. Like, and they were talking about how the Bermuda grass in Texas mutates just so it can survive, and it creates these pockets of like discoloration. Now it's not like discoloration like brown, it's discoloration like this is like a deeper green, and then this is not, and then this is a deeper green, and it was kind of, but it looked like it was in such a pattern that it actually looked like something a grounds crew would do at a baseball game, to create a visual effect.
Correct.
So it was just kind of interesting, but it was just a natural occurrence, which I'd never seen before. But
let me ask you this, Adam. You said you personally watched some of the Charles Schwab today.
I did.
Now, how did the miking of the players go?
It didn't really seem.
Did they ever?
I heard a few things, but it wasn't like the match, where you're hearing everything. But it was interesting to hear them interact. They're really more interacting with their caddies.
Yeah.
But again, I found that interesting. Just hearing what they had to say. It's funny. Ricky Fowler he had about a 2-hole stretch where he was just not in a good way. Not placing the balls where he's used to hitting them, and so he's talking to his caddies like, how am I supposed to get on the green from here? he's like 30 yards out, but he's like, there's a tree and all this stuff, and there's a bunker in between him and the green, and the caddy's trying to give him advice or whatever. And finally, Fowler's just like, hey, well, just all right, just walk up there. Like, can you move that rake? No, that rake over there. Where is it? I mean, it's just like, like these guys. I think his caddy, he's known him for 10, 12 years. I think they grew up together. But it's just kind of, that was interesting to me to hear the interaction. So I do like them. I like the miking of the golfers. Got to be.
Yeah, I think it's something that the average viewer would definitely take full effect. I know some of the PGA guys were okay with it. They were on board, but they were, questioning maybe having a 20 or 30-second delay just in case.
Yeah. That might,
and obviously you're not going to
helpful.
catch. Yeah, you're not going to catch. The match obviously, had some just good barbs between each other, and I don't think you would get that on the tour.
No,
not a lot of trash talking going on for sure.
No, but it was a new element that I think the fact that they introduced it here, I think that was a good idea. And I enjoyed watching it. Now, of course, I was kind of going back and forth on it, but golf to me seems like you can bring that back. I don't know that you got to have spectators for golf unless it's like the Ryder Cup. And I think spectators for the Ryder Cup make it a big deal because it's a different atmosphere. But I think golf should be able to just
roll right on.
Yeah, just start from here and just go and and operate sort of as normal, I would think. They're doing all the testing and all that stuff, and the distancing and the clubhouses and things of that nature, and the hotels and all that stuff. But I enjoyed watching it. Now that gets us to kind of our second topic tonight, which you introduced to me off air yesterday, and I don't quite understand this, but it has to do with the travel schedule, the PGA Tour travel schedule. So I need you to elaborate on this, what their proposal is.
Well, obviously the PGA Tour, they want to kind of keep everybody together as much as possible, traveling from, event to event. All right. And they would like every player and caddy to stay at the same hotel. They don't want any, obviously some of the bigger name guys, I don't know if that flies over too well. But the PGA Tour initiated a charter plane opportunity for players and caddies only. This charter plane will leave after each event and charter to the next event. And it is not free. I think it's like $600 per person. So, if you're paying for him and your caddy, it's $1,200. Another rule on the plane: no alcohol. That could probably put a kink in some of these guys wanting to participate.
For some of those guys, that might be a deal breaker.
If you must wear a mask, you must be tested before you go on. But the thing that caught my eye, the interesting part was, you get on the plane. Obviously, you have flown Southwest Airlines before, Adam.
Yes.
And you understand the boarding number is very important when open seating, right?
Yeah.
So the PGA Tour kind of used that Southwest system in the way you finish in the previous event to reserve your plane seat for the next event. So currently the leader in the clubhouse right on the Charles Schwab is
I think it's Justin Rose.
I think it's just well. So let's just say Justin Rose wins, and he wants to go to the next event on the charter plane. Him and his caddy, Justin Rose. Congratulations, you get your first pick of seats. Okay, obviously Justin Rose is not going to pick the back row.
Yeah,
you got it. Hey, every seat is $600, first class or the back row.
Huh.
So, and then obviously if you get cut and you take the charter flight, you still got to stick around and you got to catch the flight. So for a guy like Ricky Fowler, who's +3 right now, I mean, there's some incentive. He's got to turn it up a little bit, or he's going to be back there in the back row with the boys.
or so if you don't make the cut, but you bought your plane ticket, you got to stay till Sunday because it doesn't leave till Sunday.
Right. You better settle in Fort Worth, Texas, and have some fun somehow. But there is a hotel that the PGA is sponsoring that everybody can go to. But I just thought that was a genius idea of creating some competitiveness in the whole picking of plane seats and the way you finish.
Yeah,
go to the next event.
It's like the lottery. It's like the plane seat lottery. Whoever finishes. It's like, I don't want to finish top 5 for the prize money. I want to finish top 5 because I want the first pick of a seat. On the way to the next event.
I love it.
That's pretty funny. All right. Well, we did actually have some pretty significant news yesterday. Continues to go on today. The Major League Baseball draft. Now, a lot of local for me and you both players taken in the draft. The first one off the board, Austin Martin from Vandy went number 5. An interesting fact about him is that is the lowest a first round pick from Vandy has ever gone, if that makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense.
Right. Normally when they have a first round guy, it's top 3 or it's number 1, like a David Price.
Dansby Swanson.
Dansby. He's 5. It's not like he's 15.
Yeah.
He's 5, and that's the lowest a first round Vanderbilt player has ever gone.
Well, here's the thing.
Crazy.
If college baseball would have completed their season, he possibly could have been 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And it's interesting too. with everything that's going on with baseball economically and with coronavirus and stuff like that, all those minor league franchises that got disbanded and basically shut down, now you're only drafting 5 rounds, where it used to be like 60 or 62. Okay, so here's the dilemma. Where do those players go?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Because that's only 150, it's only 160 players got drafted this year. When in years past it's been thousands, 2,000 almost. So that opens up a lot of interesting, so now you're going to have more college freshmen, more incoming college freshmen. You're going to have more juniors and seniors that come back because they didn't get drafted. So you're looking at roster space just on all these teams. And then you go, and now you got college programs that are closing and shutting down their baseball programs. So that's even less opportunities for kids to play. So, it's an interesting time in a lot of ways. And for the sport of baseball, it's almost like, I don't know, it could be cataclysmic in terms of like talent pool and what happens moving forward. But number 6 was Emerson Hancock from University of Georgia. And he went to the Mariners. And then number 8 was your guy from Franklin, Tennessee, Independence High School.
Yeah, Robert Hassel.
Robert Hassel. Who did he go to?
Yeah, an interesting fact about Robert Hassel is he pitched in the Little League World Series in 2013, 2014, and he pitched against Monet Davis. Remember that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Monet Davis.
That Tennessee team ended up winning, correct?
I'm not sure if it won that year, but 2016 they won it. I'd have to check the Google archives, but I would not want to misquote it. But I do know, I think pretty sure in 2016 they won it. He played in 2013 and 14, so he's already got a fun fact of pitching against Monet Davis in the Little League World Series.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And I'm guessing like Middle Tennessee, I went to Brentwood, you went to Lipscomb. Both those programs, Brentwood Academy, Brentwood Academy had a kid that got drafted. And he went to Duke. I think you said it was 20. He
was number 18, Bryce Jarvis.
He fact about him as well.
Yeah, I actually went to middle school at the school I teach and coach at, and he left. Went to Brentwood Academy. I believe his 7th grade year. Fun fact about him: he pitched a perfect game, the first perfect game in Duke history, on February 21st. Against Cornell, but that's okay. He struck out 15 of the 27.
Wow.
And he made 4 starts of the season, 3-1 record with a .067, or how what's the ERA? 0.67? I don't know.
0.67 probably. Yeah.
So
pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive numbers right there. And yeah, a lot of these guys that were in college, they only played a handful of games.
Right.
A lot of these high school seniors, same deal. They only played a handful of games. I think our team played like 12 games, maybe before everything got shut down. So I don't know. It's just going to be interesting to see how baseball, recovers from this and deals with this situation, moving forward. But
yeah, do these guys, is the league still on board with paying these guys the schedule of the rookie salary schedule, right?
It is a little bit different. The collective bargaining agreement was a little bit different as far as when they pay out bonuses, like if you're top 10, there's set amounts that these guys get. That has changed dramatically due to the collective bargaining agreement that they signed back in March. So it's a little bit different. the contracts, I think your top pick, that contract's valued at about $8 million. Then it goes down from there. There's a kid from Decatur High School, Jordan Walker, who was drafted 21st, high school, right out of high school. We had a guy my very first year at Harrison. We had a kid, Corey Patterson.
Yeah.
He was drafted by the Cubs, number 3 overall. And I think was the first high school player taken in that draft. So had a full ride to Tech and decided to play baseball in minor leagues, and played for the Cubs and the Orioles and I believe the Reds in his career. Still around here. He coaches a travel ball team around here. So still involved in the game, which is good to see. Next thing is MLS. Okay, so MLS is like, okay, Major League Baseball, you're not going to do anything. We're going to take the opportunity to try and steal some of your thunder. They're actually going to start pool play on July 8th. They're going to do it like in a World Cup style where they've got pods like pools. And I think Nashville is in with Atlanta United and Cincinnati, and there's one other team that's in their pool. So they're going to do it in a World Cup type format tournament to kind of get things ramped back up. So, you got Nashville. I guess is it Nashville FC? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, that's. I'm not quite familiar with the whole football club mentality.
Yeah, me either,
give me a mascot name. Give me something I'm supposed to call you. Nashville Football Club. I don't get it.
Give me something I can put on a jersey or a hat. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, they do have pretty cool colors. The gold and blue, kind of a Predators kind of deal. So
yeah, I do like their uniforms. They're kind of cool. Now Atlanta has kind of its own little thing. They call them the Five Stripes.
Oh wow!
Because their jerseys are vertical, big, thick stripes, like I guess 5 black stripes, like red, black, red, black, red, black. So they're called the Five Stripes. So that's kind of their nickname, but it's Atlanta United is the club name that they go by, and really have a great facility down there, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and I got an opportunity to broadcast a football game down there back in January, and as I was not really touring, but as I was walking in, there are actually like behind the benches. I'm assuming they're like this way for Falcons games too. There are boxes on field level, like luxury boxes on field level.
Okay, I think the Cowboys kind of have the same thing.
Yeah, it's really pretty cool.
Yeah,
I would imagine that they are rented out during Atlanta Falcons home games as well. But that would be cool for a soccer game. But I tell you what, they go crazy for soccer around here. I mean, that place sells out. Like there's 75,000 people at every game.
Wow.
Every game. Every home game. It's crazy. And
well, the interesting thing about MLS going and playing this tournament is also it's going to be at the Walt Disney World Wild World of Sports venue at the same time, possibly. Well, sort of, as the NBA is scheduled to be down there. But MLS tournament starts. Yeah, you said July 8th. It ends on August 11th. I think NBA is talking about the end of July.
Like the 31st. So they're going to be overlapping there.
Oh, just slightly.
Yeah. And that's going to be one of those things, like you think about the next, 6 months, what's going to be going on. I mean, we're going to have, MLS, NBA, and not just NBA like games, like the NBA finals, possibly, hopefully, Major League Baseball playoffs, college football, NFL. Yeah. I mean, this fall is going to be just jam-packed. Plus, you got high school stuff going on, hopefully. For sports fans, this fall could end up being like the most amazing fall of any year that we've ever seen. So, looking forward to that. All right, so Brees, normally you're pretty good at giving us some food for thought on our human interest story topic.
Right.
Been pretty good. You're pretty good at coming up with those topics. So I didn't hear from you today. I know you've had camps and stuff. You've been pretty busy. So I got up this morning and got my golf on and came back, and I was just hot and sweaty. Took a shower. Just go to grab a T-shirt. So I got this T-shirt that was in my laundry pile here. I want to get it. Everybody show this T-shirt. All right, this T-shirt right here. Okay. This is my Brentwood Bruins PE T-shirt.
So it's your high school physical education class
it's
T-shirt.
Pretty old. It's pretty old. It's ragged. So I got to thinking to myself, you and I don't know if you had this or not, but ever since I started like junior high, if we had a PE class, we had to buy like certain PE clothes. Like we had to buy the school's PE clothes. So we had like the PE uniform. And I remember when I was at Northside Vikings, you had the green and gold of the Northside Vikings, and everybody had the green shorts and yellow shirt, and everybody looked the same. And you had to go that first day, and you had to bring that check, and you had to buy your PE clothes, just like when you bought a lock and put it on your locker. Same thing with Brentwood High School. If you were going to have PE, there were certain PE clothes that you were supposed to wear. You had to have a certain T-shirt, and you had to have certain shorts. So my question to you is that something – I know it doesn't go on in my high school, but I'm wondering if at your middle school, do y'all have like certain things they have to wear, or is it just a certain dress code?
Well, one of the difficult things in middle school is differentiation.
Yeah.
And in PE class, we all look the same. So, yes, we have a uniform.
I love it. All right.
Gray shirt and royal blue shorts. And, you forget, or, you're not feeling it. I got some used, clean ones that you can put on to help motivate yourself in finding your own clothes.
And the kids still like when they change out, just throw them in their locker and let them just like ferment for.
Absolutely. I mean,
oh my God.
We try to remind them every once a week to take them home and wash them, but you can guarantee at the end of the 9 weeks, that's the first time they've ever left the building.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
PE uniforms still do exist in middle school. Now I do have a high schooler at Brentwood High. Just completed her wellness year as a freshman. No PE uniform required. Wear whatever you want. Really?
See, that's how it is. I mean, at our school, I think most of our PE teachers are they're just thankful that the kid actually changed clothes and dressed out, period.
Right.
And is not sitting over there, on their phone up against the wall. They're okay if they have a T-shirt of some kind and shorts and tennis shoes. I think they're happy.
100.
Yeah, because otherwise, like I said, they're over there on their phone. And let's be honest, if you're over there on your phone in PE class, you're a liability because dude, there's basketballs, flying, volleyballs, pickleball. Stuff is you really shouldn't be on your phone. You should be paying attention.
I've got a quote unquote war story for you. As a PE teacher, we obviously do not have a lot of time to run to my office, check email or whatever. So I bring my laptop out, and every once in a while I'll look down just to make sure I'm not missing anything as far as communication goes. And we were playing indoor soccer, and smack, knocked my computer down, and that was it. Never forget that laptop. It's a casualty of war, man.
Oh, hey,
but
listen, that stuff happens, man.
100%.
Yeah. How many? I mean, hey, do your clocks in the gym have cages around them?
Oh, 100%. Our LCD projector cage. I mean, what do you do, right?
I mean, it's true. Some things
Never
never
change.
change, man. Some things
No.
never change, and the reason they don't change is because there was nothing wrong with them to begin with, and
Yep.
it worked.
Yep.
So
So
give it up for Paul Brees and Grassland Middle for making PE clothes great again, because that's what they have done.
got it.
Keeping on. And another thing too, that uniformity of the uniform in middle school,
Oh, it's
I think
huge.
that's it's huge because the kids that the haves and have nots, now you can't tell who's who. Everybody is one, and its image is so big in middle school that you know
Yeah.
so kids can be cruel
Right.
sometimes.
If you're unsure about middle school, you've been stepped out for a while. That movie, A Diary of a Wimpy Kid, pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. So anyway,
Yeah, I was afraid of that. All right, well, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. I want to encourage you guys to listen on all of our platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, and Spotify. Just search Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul. Subscribe on those different platforms, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel, Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul, and follow us on Twitter at D Through Sports. We got some great stuff on there. Paul's our real Twitter expert, so I'll let him handle most of that. But also, you can check out videos here. You can see it on our screen right now. Upcoming videos, and also just click below the picture of me and Paul, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is free, of course, and you can do it right from this video. So for Paul Brees in Brentwood, Tennessee, Adam Freeman here in Atlanta, Georgia, you've been listening to Drive Through Sports with Adam and Paul.